All right, so I think I solved my buzzing issue with my microphones. It was my light I was using for lighting, so that's awesome. So now I have to figure out what kind of light I need to buy, and that I can't afford, so that's gonna be awesome. This dumb thing. Well, so I'm here to hey, I got a nice little mohawk. Now you guys aren't gonna be able to focus on what I'm talking about, so I'm just gonna leave that there for you. Book of Boba dropped last week on Wednesday, and I still don't know if I like that time frame. So whatever, I gotta watch it Thursday now, which is fine. I can remain off the internet for a day. So yeah, that was the same case with this new one. I had to wait till Friday to watch it because I mean life was just so crazy. But anyway, who cares about that? Book of Boba dropped last week on Wednesday, the first episode. Man, it was a lot of fun. I gotta say, initial watch, I had a blast. You know, there was a couple things that bugged me, which I'll get into, but I will be talking about spoilers in this episode. So just to start off, him coming out of the Sarlacc pit was really, really cool. Although, unfortunately, my headcanon had corrupted me pretty badly before going in, so I always had picture like he would be in the belly of the whale kind of thing, where there would be this big open space with some dead bodies and the acid rotting some corpses that had been there for who knows how long. But, you know, I kind of like the way they did it in this one with the stormtrooper and then him running out of oxygen in there. So he had to figure out a way to be able to breathe in order to escape. It was kind of quick, though, I will say. It was like boom, bam, done, and he was out, you know. And, I mean, that shot with him, like, crawling out of the sand was really cool. I love the visuals on that. I don't know how practical that is, but, you know, it's whatever. Way cool, though. I also liked that there was, like, no dialogue for, I don't know, 8 to 10 minutes of the episode. It was just pure visuals and amazing music. Like, I'm gonna dig into the music real quick. The music surpassed my expectations of what I thought it was gonna be like. After we had The Mandalorian come out and that music off the charts, I was like, how are you gonna top that score with the Book of Boba, who's like, you know, the original Mandalorian to so many, him being introduced in The Empire Strikes Back. But man, I feel like he surpassed it. Boba's theme, oh my gosh, just so much better and so much more than what I could have asked for. So I really appreciate that. I really appreciate, was it Louis Goranson for that, because I mean, I feel like he's going to be the next John Williams, you know what I mean? He's going to be in charge of all Star Wars music at this point. If he keeps doing what he's doing here, my goodness, yeah, just give it to him. Anyway, I'm kind of feeling like I want to go step by step. So I mean, yeah, so we understand that he's in the Bacta tank, and that's where he's doing all the flashback stuff. I will say, you know, halfway through the episode, like the excuse to get him back into the Bacta tank, I felt was kind of like weak. I don't know why. I felt like he could have won that fight. It was like, oh, we need to get him back in the Bacta tank, so just, you know, quickly jab him in the side, electric staff, and then he's gonna have to go back. You know, I don't know why. I mean, I watched it 3 times, so maybe I'm starting to get nitpicky. Who knows? You know, his journey with the Sand People has been really fun to watch, because like we don't really know a whole lot about the Sand People. You know, we learn more about them in The Mandalorian, and I like how we're learning even more about them. And honestly, the world of Tatooine as well, because we're learning how they get their water and other ways they survive in that harsh environment, which I thought was really interesting. So, you know, he's trying to escape from the Sand People, and we're learning that Boba's character or personality is not necessarily like 100% always ruthless. We're finding out that he's only ruthless to those he wants to be, you know what I mean, or he finds annoying. Like he blasted that dude with a rocket that was so overkill, straight up disintegrating the guy. So, you know, we have that Boba that I grew up liking and really drawing close to, and then we have this other side of Boba where he's telling the Rodian like, hey, you want me to cut your bonds? You want to leave with me? And you know, again, spending time on the internet, people getting upset about that I find kind of odd. Like, I understand he's not the Boba that we all had in our heads for years, but I feel like we got to be open to the idea that he's not who we specifically idolized him to be. So I'm open to the idea of him changing, as long as they don't change the core things that he was in Empire Strikes Back and then what we saw in The Mandalorian. I don't really see any problem with them, you know, going a more, you know, I want to rule with respect kind of thing. I mean, that doesn't seem out of character for him, in my opinion. You know, speaking about the world and the world building, I liked the world building with the crime syndicate. Like, I'm really interested in how deep they go into that. I'm hoping that, you know, don't get me wrong, I want flashbacks, but I don't want too much. Like, this episode was basically all flashbacks. While that was really needed and important, I hope the next episode isn't as much. Maybe some minor things here and there. I would love to see Daniel Logan come back to reprise his young Boba role. Will we see that? I think so, but again, not too long. Don't make it the whole episode. I mean, If you're gonna make them long, then the whole episode needs to be longer than 36 or 38 minutes. I mean, come on. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining about the time frame. I'm just saying that, you know, especially with this one, because there was so much packed into it as far as information, it was great. If they keep that up, because I think this is a mini-series. If it's not, then that's fine. But if it is a mini-series, man, they need to get a lot done in these short episodes. Okay, I'm rambling and I'm going off track now. So anyway, you know, I like the whole crime syndicate world building that we're seeing. You know, we go further deep into what it means to be a crime boss in this world, in the world of Star Wars. And Boba's like going against the grain, and that's dangerous. You know, then he gets ambushed by some dudes with some shields. Felt like the combat in that one was kind of bad. You know, the Gamorrean guard stuff was really good. I really like how they jumped in, they whooped everyone's butt, and then they, you know, they protected Boba and they got him to the back to tank and yada yada. But what was weird for me was that after that fight, the thing that I thought that was the most fun was actually like the parkour chase. That was awesome. Oh, and I would also like to say that Tamora Morrison and Ming-Na Wen, their chemistry on screen, excellent. You know, it seemed a little bit dry in The Mandalorian, but I don't know, it's growing on me in this one, and I feel like they really are a team rather than one boss. I mean, I don't know, that's just how I see it. They're a team, but you know, Boba's still got the final say kind of thing. It ends with him getting the trust of the Tusken Raiders by destroying or by killing whatever that thing was. I don't even know what kind of monster that was. It was like a mix between a sea monster and a centaur and all kinds of weird stuff. I don't remember ever seeing anything like that in Star Wars. Could be wrong. I'm a massive Star Wars nerd, but I'm not that deep into Star Wars lore. So, you know, if you've seen it before, man, let me know. That'd be awesome. So I'm hoping that the you know, back to tank memory stuff kind of ends there. Maybe a little bit more in the next episode. But if we're doing this every episode, it's going to get a little old. Because I really want to learn about the world that a crime lord is going to be involved in about. I really want to know about that kind of stuff. So I think I mentioned everything. Oh, you know, the other thing that kind of like took me off guard, when they saw that moisture farmer being raided by that, you know, other gang or whatever, man, I thought that was Luke's and Uncle Ben's, Uncle Ben. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm still on Spider-Man. Uncle Owen, my goodness. Uncle Owen's moisture farm. Oh, that's cool that they kind of like tied that in, but I'm like, oh wait, this is 6 years after Return of the Jedi time frame, right? I mean, so anyway, it looked so familiar. I felt like they could have changed up some things that would have might have like threw me off, but it looked so much like the original moisture farm that we all grew up seeing or whatever. So that kind of threw me off, but you know, it's all good. You know, all right, you know, I'm gonna get nitpicky here for a second. You know, there was a couple times where I noticed the editing was really bad. I saw the same thing multiple times in different angles, especially during that fight with Boba, the shield dudes. I felt like I saw Finnick get like tased 5 times the same way every time. And then there was a couple times where I saw like Finnick like move her helmet to her side the same way at different angles, like, so that kind of bothered me. There was one moment of like really bad CGI, and I can't tell if this is Robert Rodriguez's style, because I know he likes this crap and I'm hoping he doesn't go too deep into it on this. But the scene where he's running away from the sand people dog thing, sorry, I'm forgetting the name. He's running away from it, you know, in the dark, and like the CGI looked really bad and it looked off. Something about that whole scene looked off. And I can't put my finger on it, but I want to say it's his stylized action. I could be wrong, but you know, we'll see. I want to see how he does things in the next couple episodes, because I saw some of that wonkiness in the episode that he did in The Mandalorian. I think the example I could use is the stormtrooper like jumping up onto the loading ramp, you know, and he's like kind of stumbling. It looked so unrealistic. And you know, I know that's his style or whatever. So great first episode. I like learning more about this character. I hope he evolves as a character. I hope he changes. I hope we get to see lots of new stuff. Granted, seeing, you know, Han Solo back into the whole crime world again would be awesome just for a split second, but I'd be just as happy without him because I want new stuff. I want more world building that I haven't seen before. Again, if they have to cut things out because they're going to keep it a mini-series and it's only going to be 6 to 7 episodes, you know, do what you got to do. I don't need all the nostalgia to keep me going. So I think that'll be it for me on this thoughts video. I will be doing another one when the next episode drops, because Boba's my man. All right, I think that's it. I'll talk to you guys later.